Hello everyone, so today we're going to look at simplifying surds, a GCSE maths topic. So these are two exam questions that I found for us to have a go at. So the first one is, it says express the square root of 75 in its simplest form, and we can't use a calculator. This is a non-calculator question. So I'm going to ask you, what's your largest square number that will go into 75, because the secret to surds is knowing your square numbers and factors that are square numbers. So the first thing I would suggest is at the side of your page you write down all the square numbers in order, probably 1 squared to 10 squared. So 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81 and 100. And if you don't know those off by heart, learn them. Okay, so these are your square numbers. Right, so that's going to help me just remember now what numbers are going to go into the number that I've got here, because that's the secret to this. So the largest square number that will go into 75 is 25. So I'm going to write 25, and then I have to times 25 by 3 to give me 75. So that's another way of saying 75, isn't it? If I put that in a bracket and then put a square root sign over it, then that's basically the same thing. But the rule with square rooting is that you can actually, if you can write them all underneath, then you can actually separate them into two separate values as well. So now what we've got is the square root of 25 times root 3, square root of 3. So let's see if we can figure something out. So the square root of 25 is actually a whole number. It's actually 5. Well, it's plus or minus 5, but it's actually a whole number. We're going to use the positive. And then what we've done is we've said that that's square root of 25 is 5, and we're timesing it by the square root of 3, which doesn't actually give us a whole number value. That's why it's a surd, because it's irrational. So with this, we don't need the times sign, so we can just say it's 5 lots of root 3. That is the simplified, or the simplest form for that value there. That is the same as root 75. If you do have a calculator, you can test this out by just putting the square root of 75 into your calculator and pressing equals, and the calculator automatically simplifies it to this number. Alright, let's have a go at the next one. So 32 is the number that we need to simplify. Let's look at our square numbers and see if we can figure out the biggest number that's square that goes into 32. So the largest square number that goes into 32 is 16. So how many 16s? There's 2. So it's 16 times 2, and all of that is square rooted. Remember what we do now, we separate them out. So the square root of 16 times the square root of 2. And what that gives us is 4 root 2. That is the simplified number. Now, if you want to test this, put it into your calculator. Okay?